Are you live?
We said, yeah, we rolling.
We rolling.
That's all. Check this thing out. Right here. There we go. I'm gonna slide in and change that. Going off with it. There we go. There we go. Let me get this thing up here. Yeah, there we go. Rolling. See, I ain't moving. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Man, it's what's popping, everybody. You know what I'm saying? This conversation ain't gonna be long today, but you know what I'm saying. It's real talk Thursday. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't mind what's going on, T, big bro. I wouldn't mind people chiming in, whatever else. Today I ain't got no guests. We're the guests. We about to chop it up. Blessings, Miss Grant. You know what I'm saying? We don't have any guests. Right now, this conversation we're getting ready to have, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be, how can I put it? It's going to be between us. It's going to be between us, you know what I'm saying? And I'm watching, so I'll be looking for comments and what people feel or whatever. But today, you know what I'm saying? I want to hold a conversation about this generation. This generation. You know, I'm looking around now. I'm about to be 44 years old. You know what I'm saying? I'll be 44 years old come Saturday. And, you know, it's crazy that we're one of the, we're now our parents. You know what I'm saying? With us now being our parents. You know what I'm saying? Now we're responsible. We are responsible for this next generation and what it has become. And what it looks like and what they're inspired by and how they feel. And, you know, we raised these children. You know, it was funny, T.K. Kirkland, the comic always say, who raised you? Yeah. You know, these kids that y'all getting in, y'all that y'all can't stand, this generation that we looking at, we got something to say about them. We all got something to say about them. And I'm not coming from, I know I'm a pastor, but I'm not coming from a pastoral position in that. I'm coming from as a man, as a father. You know what I'm saying? As an uncle, as a brother. You know what I'm saying? As a black man, just as a man. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, T.K. Kirkland would be like, well, who raised you? You know? Well, we did. We raised this generation. And the thing about it is, as I'm looking at this generation, I just watch what's on social media and everything, and just watch. I hear their conversations because I'm around a lot of youth, right? And I realize, man, these youth, the youth is in trouble. They, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. They ain't got no big homies. They ain't got no grandmothers. They ain't got the partners in the hood. They don't have nobody. So basically right now, I was raised by parents and I was even raised by the community as long as the church. Right now in this generation, and it's not even up for debate, this generation is raised by social media. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? They're raised by social media. And with them being raised by social media, our babies are confused. They're confused. They're confused. They don't know what they like. They don't know what they should be. They don't know what they're inspired to be. I don't even know they don't know what to dream for. Mm-hmm. You know, everybody wants to be a rapper. Everybody wants to, own their own business. Everybody wants to go to the NBA. Everybody want to go to the NFL. Everybody, want to do all the glamorous things. But it seems like don't nobody want to be a wife no more. I want to stay there and get the family. Men don't want to be a father no more. Don't want to be a husband and grab the family. Few, not all. I'm not knocking everybody, not all, but few. It's not few. And the thing about it is, well, what are we left to? What are we left to do? What are we left? What are we left to? You know what I mean? And so with that being said, I just want to have a conversation with us on like, what are we doing? What are we doing? I remember coming up, having a host of family. Like you rarely even see family reunions no more.
Right.
You know, and I mean, my Uncle Tony would always say, he said, man, this is a big family, man. You got to be careful. You got to be careful. This is a big family. He said, because it's so big, he said, you won't even know you've been screwing your cousin or your auntie or your uncle. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the family reunions used to come together. Like, it's so sad now. People are killing their own family members and they don't even know it because we don't have family reunions.
Right.
People are beefing literally with their own families because we don't have family reunions no more. And I'm talking about for those that don't understand, that don't remember what it was. Family reunions where people would come on, would get a designated place. They would come from everywhere, from all over America. They would come from from north, especially if you was from up north, they came from the south. If it was in the south, they came from the north. If it was on the east, they came from whatever else. And they would all come together. They would get T-shirts and they, you know what I'm saying. They would put the Johnson family. Then you would have who you was on the back, or who you belong to, and they'd come say, "Who boy is you?"
Grandmother.
Yeah, I'm Charlie Brown. I'm Charlie Brown's boy.
Yeah,
Charlie Brown. Yeah, I'm Charlie Brown and Angie boy. You know what I'm saying? You know who your granddaddy? Leon.
Yeah.
Leon and Claudia. And
if you didn't know, you could look at the picture.
Exactly.
On the back. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And the thing about it is, and I think the problem is we don't realize we the ones that supposed to be holding the family reunions.
Right. Very much so true. Yeah.
We the ones supposed to be holding the family reunions. We the ones supposed to be laying down the foundation. You know, it doesn't matter whether you divorced. Don't matter if you got 3 baby mamas. Don't matter whatever else. Don't matter however it went. If you got step kids, whatever else. This is a point in time right now that it's on us. It's on us to pull them together, because right now, as I'm looking, I don't know if a lot of people realize that our children, their heroes, are gangsters and killers.
Right.
Their heroes is not their mother and father. No. You remember our heroes, you know what I'm saying, used to be the homies we sent or whatever else in the family. I like that. I like that. Now, you know, our kids, their role model, they praise the people that go out and drill. Yeah. That got bodies on them and everything else. And if that's who your children or my children is looking up to, that means that's who, you know what I'm saying, my children and your children is going to become. You dig what I'm saying?
That's what they influence.
Go ahead, bro.
No, you speaking facts. A lot of people don't even understand. And I think the biggest gap for us, not just our generation, but us as a black community, that was one of the things that made us whole, was to be able to say, hey man, that's my uncle over in Texas, that's my great grandmother, that's all that, be able to bring that together. But more than anything, you felt family when your cousin and everybody else. We had barbecue, we had everything, but it was just to find out history.
Right.
We lost that gap in history. Our kids don't know their history.
Right.
And now like you said, we have our generation. Well, grandma don't even want to be called grandma no more.
Right.
Grandfather don't want to be called grandfather no more. Right. We all got special nicknames. You know what I'm saying? Cool. We didn't realize that we was going to look like this, but we still hold that title that we position.
That's real.
And just because you still look young, you still hold that title and that respect that was due. And we lost all that. And so we are at a point where we're looking at a generation and we're like, man, but it's our kids.
Yeah.
They our kids. And it never had to change to that. What society thought didn't keep us. It's what we did as a foundation.
Right.
When you lose the foundation, you lose the community.
Right.
And so we can say that we lost our foundation. Now, that way, we looking at our kids and say, man, we done lost our community. Because it is a shame when you go and you look at, like, man, who raised this cat?
Yeah.
Who raised this one? It's bad. Me having kids, I know it. You know, I look at them, I look at their friends, I look at them like, man. And they don't have the same knowledge. They don't have the same teachers. They don't have a Miss Johnson that still loves you. Yeah. They don't have a Mr. Bell that was a coach for 30 years, had one stint in the NFL, but he wanted to see you do more than sit on the street corner. Right. They don't have that now. they have a few people that still love them, and then they barely get fed to go to church.
Right.
So you're missing every key of the foundation that was put in us to keep us whole and to keep our generation. People don't understand it's that same foundation that while we can say we look this young, while we can say,
well, some of us,
some of us, some of us, so it's true, it's facts.
Yeah, and just thinking like it's crazy. Being in my position, I see a lot of younger folks. Their parents give up on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy. I don't know why it would be if my mama would have, daddy would have gave up on me. You know what I mean? I see it. I know people personally. They will throw their kids away. Yeah. I ain't got time for it.
That fight.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't got time for their kids. But what our parents and them went through, or I'm not gonna go through what my mom and daddy went through. No, the difference is I'm not gonna go through what my mom and daddy went through with a group of jokers like them.
Right.
Or that or whatever. No, I'm gonna parent my kids to the end. I got a boy in prison right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm still writing letters and sending money and whatever else. And he's not even my biological, but he's my son. I had him since he was 2. I ain't giving up on him. Because I know Mom and Pop Brown would have been there. You know what I'm saying? They would have been there the whole way with it.
Yeah.
But we're the generation that we give up.
Yeah.
We too busy with life because, back in the days, and I don't like to say back in the days, but it's true. Even us, if we'll be honest, even us, our generation lost our way.
Mm-hmm.
We talk about them, we talk about this generation, but we lost our way.
Yeah. And
until we start admitting that we lost our way, there'll never be a change.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of my homeboys, a lot of my brothers, a lot of my sisters, a lot of friends and family, they don't want to admit it.
Yeah.
Like you don't got time for what our parents went through. And I'm gonna tell you, we don't have time because we're selfish.
That's deep. Yeah.
They were selfless, and we're selfish. You know what I'm saying? They cared about that baby. They it didn't matter. You can knock on my mama's door at 2 in the morning. Seriously.
Come on.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You can go knock on my mama's door at 2 in the morning. My mama will open up the door. She'll be a little frantic, but she'll be happy to see you. And when she saw you, she would begin to be a mother. She would begin, everything okay, baby? Then after that, she would cook you something to eat, whether it was 2 in the morning or whatever. I know because I've been there. You come knocking on one of our doors at 2 in the morning, and you ain't getting in.
Right.
Let alone if you call, then our generation ain't gonna answer the phone. Then I'm saying what I'm seeing we going wrong. Maybe my bad because I'm paying attention. Then on the flip side, and I'm gonna turn it over to you. This flip side is as a generation, as our generation, I'm talking about us for the younger generation because it's a conversation that got to be had. I hear all this other BS almost go off the line. I hear everything else. I hear everybody talk about relationships. I hear everybody talk about this. I hear everybody talk about that. We talk about the church. We talk about this, that, and the other. But here's the crazy thing about it is ain't nobody having a conversation about the black family, about our families. You know what I'm saying? So on the flip side of that, we're also the generation that don't like to help their kids with their kids. We don't like to help our kids with our kids. We're too busy. We're too busy. Because, I remember my granddad, my mom and dad said, bring me them kids, bring me my grandbabies. I got a few of them, I'll Chuck, he loves his grandbabies,
Yeah.
But, but a lot of them, they ain't got time for them.
Yeah.
I don't have them yet, so I can't speak for them. But, I'm around enough people with grandbabies. We're the ones that and it's funny, something is wrong because the Bible says that a parent's glory is their child's child, is their grandchildren.
Yeah.
And we done lost the glory.
Yeah. That's real.
We ain't got time for it. My mom and daddy, my daddy would have a fit if he couldn't see his grandkids. And he wanted to see them all. I mean them all. And even some that mothers be like, Daddy, I ain't for sure if they ours or not. He'd be like, well, they mine now.
Yeah. You
know what I'm saying? Yeah, we ain't got to go through all that. They mine, they belong to us. What is that? Why is that we're not even, like you said earlier, we don't even want to be grandparents. You know what I mean? When my time comes, I'm gonna probably be. That's why I don't understand because I'm not in no rush. You know what I'm saying, Prescott? But when my time comes, I'm gonna probably be a grandfather. Yeah. I don't need no fancy name. Who's that? That's my granddad. I'm gonna be like, what up? Yeah. know what I mean? You can put Muff on the end of it. That's my granddad Muff. Or you know what I'm saying? Or Pawpaw, whatever you want to call me. Pawpaw sound older. Chuck got an older name, Pawpaw. Grandfather Pawpaw was a step over there. And you hit me off with granddad Muff.
Yeah.
But what is that we lost? Like you said, that you know, we don't want to embrace that. You know what I'm saying? Not all of us. I'm just saying.
It's not.
It's the majority. And I'm saying it's the majority. I'm addressing the majority. I say it's the majority because at the end of the day, that's why things are going. That's why we dealing with this problem now. Yeah. That is mass incarceration. I'm sick and tired of seeing, you know what I'm saying, brothers kill a young man, kill each other. Yeah. I'm sick and tired of going to the hospitals.
Yeah. Come on.
A lot of people, I guess they don't feel it because they don't go to see these boys shot.
Yeah.
They don't go see, they don't go visit behind the glass doors. And see, when you look in there and they walking through them pods, they all of them look like me. They all look like you. They look like our kids and whatever else. They look like our grandbabies. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sick of it.
Yeah. Suicide watch and all that stuff. Yeah. That's such a young lady. Yeah. I mean, to every key of it is the aspect of I don't think people realize we lost it because, like you said, people are so selfish that everybody's been living their best life.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's living their best life and don't realize the missing pieces. When we used to look at family, we used to use the word grandmother, grandfather, great grandmother, we used to say pillars.
Yeah. We
used to use the word pillars. They're pillars of the family. And when those pillars left, you know, God took them. People never wanted to step in that role.
Right.
People didn't want to step in the role because, you might have been young, but you still deserve that title.
Right.
As Big Uncle.
Right.
Yeah. And guess what Big Uncle turned into? Big Granddad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And we lost that. And the only reason we lost it is because selfish. You said it best. Everybody wanted to see themselves do better than what they thought their parents did and all that. But when you're doing all that, you can't forget the core values. Right. And unfortunately, like you said, social media and all these things, we are easy people to lose core values.
Right.
We easy at leaving our core values on the table.
Because that's what they feed us. Mm-hmm. They feed you, you know, and I'm gonna say this, you know, like I said, I ain't gonna hold them long. We got an hour anyway with batting time. You know, like I was saying, we were speaking. I want people to really talk to their children. You know what I'm saying? And their family. A lot of people do not realize we're the only culture that they're telling they're telling their people to be independent. We're still the only ones that's saying we don't need no woman, we don't need no man. If you look on social media, there's a horrible, nasty, stinking debate. Every time you look, they're saying women are toxic. They're saying men are toxic. They're saying that I've never seen that on so many not platforms, so many psychologists. Instead of just having a straight up conversation with your children, your family, your baby mama, your baby dad. Not because everybody now is toxic and everybody is now a narcissistic.
Yeah.
And they're telling you 1,001 ways why women you shouldn't be with a woman or women are this. Again, on the flip side, what's in it? But if you look around, ain't nobody else culture doing it.
Right. Right.
You don't see that white America ain't sitting there telling them to leave their husbands or to leave their wives. Mexican family ain't doing that. Asian family's not doing that. Filipino family's not doing that. The problem is we're not sitting there and really educating our kids. A lot of time, I don't think, when was the last time we've been sat down and had a real conversation with our kids? Explain to our kids what we've been through.
Yeah.
Not trying to dictate them or telling them to live the way we want them to. Listen to them out and be like, listen, you know what I'm saying? No, it is a good man out there. I promise you, I promise you, somebody is raising a good man out there.
Yeah.
I promise you, somebody is raising a good woman out there. Somebody's raising a husband. Somebody's raising a wife. But at the end of the day, what the problem is, don't nobody at this end of the day, ain't nobody bringing nobody up to want no husband or want no wife. Because daddy is telling the son about how these bees are.
Right. That's good.
And mama is telling, you know what I'm saying, a baby girl, how no good these niggas are.
Yeah.
And I'm going to turn the hats down because the Bible says you train up a child in the way that should go when they get older, they won't depart from it. And I guarantee you, if whoever do watch this was laid on my heart. Whoever do watch it, I guarantee you, if you look at your family, you look at your friends, you look at the people around you, I guarantee you, you will see a pattern. A pattern in your mama's life, and your grandmother's life, your mother's life, your life, and now in your daughter's life. Because my page don't got kids on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't got no, you know, I don't befriend kids.
I got
You know what I'm saying? You can look at your grandfather, your great grandfather, you can look at your father, then you look at yourself, now look at your son. And ain't nobody taking the time to say the buck stops here.
you. Right. That's good.
Ain't nobody, we expecting somebody else to do it.
That's not.
The police gonna police them, and you know how they police us. The judge gonna judge them, and you know how they judge us.
Yeah.
So then that's why they being herded off in buses. Like I said, I've been down there to watch, and too many times until you feel it and see it yourself, to watch us all still looking like we in slavery. Until you look at watch all of them come in there. But if you go back and look, and I'm about to pass it to you, bro. If you go back and look at old slavery movies, we wasn't there. Our grandmothers and forefathers was there. But if you go back and look at old slavery movies, you will see them chain and shackle going to the plantation.
Yeah.
That's how we still being herded off in 2022. And instead of it being our great grandfathers and them, now it's our sons.
Right.
It's our grandsons.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And social media ain't gonna teach them.
That's right.
You understand? They're not gonna teach them.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Well, we gotta step in. We gotta teach them. And I mean, we all gotta get involved and teach them. And it ain't one too old that you can just give up on. It ain't no daughter that you can just give up on. It ain't no grandbaby you can just give up on. And a lot of times these sorry ass men need to put their foot down. They need to put their foot down, and they need to corral their whole family. You dig what I'm saying? They need to corral their whole family. If mama don't want to do it, that's cool. Even that one you don't like, even that one that's giving you problems, you need to get them all. That's what a man supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? Too many times we let mama do it and grandma do it. Mama and grandma did it because at the end of the day, she had power and authority because Big Papa used to be sitting over there in the chair and you didn't make him get it. Yeah. You dig what I'm saying?
Papa told us what he wanted.
Go ahead, bro.
You said something then, but Big Papa also, people didn't think Big Papa didn't have to talk. He had already let her know how it was gonna go down. She was basically his hands and feet. You know what I'm saying? He was still the voice and the captain of the ship.
Yeah.
So it's definitely something when you say about social media, the slavery, and all that, and people don't even realize it. If you even turn on any network, you're not seeing the black family no more.
Right.
Social media, you're not seeing anything.
Right.
And anything, if you even pay attention, if people even pay attention, anything that represents a full family, you'll never truly see a full black family. You'll see mixed families.
Right.
You'll see mixed families. You'll see homosexual families. You'll see everything else, but you will not see a full black family.
You're absolutely right.
And it portrays the fact that we can't be a unit. It portrays the fact that we don't have love there. And what a lot of these kids don't understand, whether there's no balance in anything they learn, even in the household. We talk back from the beginning. The family reunion brought back a balance.
Yeah.
You had the old and the new school getting to learn from each other.
Yeah, yeah.
So it brought a balance. So you got to learn from. Yeah, he might be the crazy uncle. He's been to war, but he has some knowledge.
Right.
You got a balance there. Young school man, what you doing? What you doing? You know, I didn't know you dressed like that.
It was iron sharpening iron.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing that I'm saying. We gotta some way, somehow, like you said, if you look on there, that's far removed now. Everybody like nobody have everybody now that they put on TV. Now they already made.
Yeah.
They're already made. So that strive for families now and children now, they think success is that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was good times. I understood. You know, we had good times, and that was good times. It might have been rough, but they were family.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And the only thing I didn't like about it, they never got out of the ghetto.
Right.
And some families don't never get out of the ghetto, right? But they were a family. And the thing you're saying now is you barely see family pray fixated on anything. And when you do see family, there you go, I'm gonna take a turn. When you do see family on a movie or something, it's utterly dysfunctional.
Yep. When it's us.
It's utterly dysfunctional. I'm not mad at Tyler Perry. Do what you do, Tyler Perry. Salute you. Bravo, bravo. But every single movie that he makes, the man is demonized and the whole family is dysfunctional. But that's because that's what the lens he's creating from. That's where he comes from, and what people do not realize, dysfunction doesn't feel.
No.
Dysfunction doesn't feel. If you're dysfunctional, you don't care about hurting me. If you're dysfunctional, you don't care where your kids at. If you're dysfunctional, you don't care where your grandbaby's at. You know, that's crazy. You know, we got mothers now, and I'm not bashing nobody, but I'm trying to open up our eyes. We got mothers now that can sleep good at night, not knowing where their grandbaby is at, knowing that the girl is struggling. Not knowing where they son. You got fathers now that can sleep at night, not knowing where his boy is at.
Right.
Well, maybe I'm just a little old school.
Yeah.
I need to know that my family is safe. I need to know that my family is safe. That's even now, like, you got cousins fighting cousins.
Yeah.
Brothers fighting brothers, sisters fighting brothers. And everybody want to be claimed, you know, they dysfunctional from a child. But last time I checked, it says, when I was a child, I spoke as a child. I acted like a child. I thought as a child.
Come on.
But when I got older, I put my childish things away.
Yeah.
So now you mean to tell me you got 45-year-old grown-ass kids around here. You know what I'm saying? Still blame my mama and daddy for what's going on in their life. Everybody problem, some people I don't even like talking to. I thank God for a lot of family that's just, I thank God I ain't even got to talk to them.
Right.
You know, I'm so far behind that. You know, if you teach your kids how to be dirty, and that's what they don't realize, you reap what you sow.
All day. You don't know
You
how.
spread lies, you'll be lied on. The way you treated your mother and father, you don't see it now, but your kids gonna treat you like that.
That's right.
The way you move, your kids gonna move like that. You know what I'm saying? People want to be stuck in these mind frames, and what they do is once they get in these mind frames, they pass it down to their son and they pass it down to their daughter. Now, when you pass it down there, then we get up and you calm down, because we all calm down. Now we got to deal with all the crap now that's just going on. All the crap now, and it's just going. The mess just going. And ain't nobody going back trying to pull it back together. Ain't nobody trying to take one brother or one sister or one something at a time. But instead of that, what they do, they get together, the mess get together to make more mess. And then they kids more mess. And they call that normal. Because if you're around a bunch of dysfunction and everybody letting their kids do whatever else, you know what I'm saying? If you 13 and 12 and you can dress like you 21, you can wear full-blown makeup. No, that ain't time. It ain't time for that.
Yeah.
That ain't old school.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
That ain't old school. Like you don't need no makeup on. You don't need no makeup on. It ain't that's not old school. What do you got on red lipstick for and blush and that's not old school. Pull your pants up on your behind. That's not old school. To put on the belt, comb your hair, to wash your butt, that ain't old school. Wash. That's not old to be clean. That's not old school. Go ahead, bro.
There was nothing wrong with the old school. You know, we were supposed to grow, but grow with more understanding. There was everything that we did. We were smart. We had access to more knowledge. We had all the stuff, but we never utilized those tools to put back into our families.
That's 100.
And the biggest gap we always see is it was so easy not to fight for what was right.
Right.
And when grandmother, your mother, your great uncle, your aunts, all those that was around, somebody would come and at least fight for what was right. If one person couldn't reach you in the family, somebody else would come and say, hey, come get in the car with me. Come ride over here with me. Let me talk to you.
But see, but not to cut you off, I'm going to hand it right back to you. the thing is, what I'm saying is, we know people as a parent, as brothers, sisters, as family and friends, you know which one can reach them.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody don't. That these days they would call you, hey, come talk to him for me. Come talk to her for me.
Come on, yeah.
Ain't nothing. What is wrong?
That was the community raising.
That was the village.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, go talk to him. You know y'all got a relationship. George, talk to him. You know what I'm saying? Talk. You get what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
Nah, and even when you lack something, there's somebody close enough to you. God don't never leave us where we don't have help.
Right.
But you got to utilize, man or woman, you got to be able to speak up and say, hey, I need help. It ain't nothing like seeing your kid going down the wrong path and you won't try. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never said I was the best, but I'll fight. And I'll keep fighting. Just hoping that they'll get it.
Yeah.
Because they didn't give up on me. And our generation should know, those that are standing here today, that somebody didn't give up on. Those that's living today that made it to have kids and grandkids.
Right.
Nobody gave up on. And we looking at something that it's not hard to feed somebody, something that's free. You just got to give it to them.
And what you said, and that's the thing, we just got to give it to them.
Yeah.
Do you know how many people are strong, man, when I'm rolling past? You know, and it's funny, I've transitioned from OG now to
Yeah.
You know, I mean, these cats that just, they went out. If I give them a little bit of something, they be like, thanks, son. Thanks, son.
And they're yearning for
it. You don't even know how much you got to give until you give it.
They're yearning for it.
Until you give it.
Yeah.
You know, and the thing about it is, because a lot of them it's not educating. I'm going to turn the corner. A lot of them is not educating them, because at the end of the day, I be trying to tell the young cats. I try to tell a lot of generations. I say, listen, I understand y'all some tough jokers, and I respect the young women, and I respect the young men. I don't take nothing away from y'all generation. But I try to tell them, I say, you be careful messing with my generation. You might want to put a little more respect on their name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I try to tell them, and they be looking at me crazy. You know what I'm saying? I be trying to tell them, I be listen, because what I'm trying to tell you is, my generation, it was crazy. You know what I'm saying?
All the way.
I come out of a gang banging generation, and you know what I'm saying? Shooting, and I come out of a whole generation of Generation X, which we should respect each other at all times. But I try to tell them, no, that's not an easy target.
No.
Respect that man. Because that man might snap and go crazy on you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, I was having a conversation. They said, man, my mama, she said, man, my mama, she always, I was at the gym, the young lady said, man, my mama, she from up north. She always like quick to snap. I said, man, you don't know what your mama been through.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, have you ever had a conversation with your mama and asked your mother what she been through? And then it's on us, vice versa, to share our experiences and our testimony with our kids.
That's it.
To let them know. My son asked me, he said, you know, you be so aggressive sometimes. I said, man, listen, I explained to you. It just don't turn off like that. We got to be patient with them. The social media area ain't gonna just turn off, and the crap we been through just don't turn off. So it's a wall somewhere in there. Somebody got to punch a hole before we can hear each other.
Yep.
You ain't gonna tear the wall down overnight, but you at least got to poke a hole, even if it's enough where you can speak through it and they can hear you and you can hear them. We got to have patience. We got to be able to communicate. Yeah, I know I still got that mess in.
Yeah.
That's what God is for. And yes, I know the mess that they got in them. But what we got to remember it was a generation that thought we was the same way.
Yeah.
But the difference is that generation that thought we was crazy, our parents and them did not throw us away. Our aunties and uncles did not throw us away. Our grandmothers and them did not throw us away. So they was locking us up for no reason. I'm sitting here having a conversation because we're going in there on our own.
All right.
Go ahead.
Volunteering. They're
Yeah.
volunteering. But the one thing that, and I always tell people this, our generation was some tough jokers. Men anyway, tough jokers.
Yeah, no doubt.
Tough jokers. But there was a respect level that we had to at least listen to something.
Yeah.
Whether we got it then when they was giving us the message or we caught it late.
Right.
But we at least listen. And that's why you can see the OGs and the older women that still have that in them and they want to give it up because they took the time to listen.
Right.
A lot of these young men and young women got to understand one thing. Nobody's trying to force you to do anything because they couldn't force us to do anything.
Right now, I'm just laughing. I'm laughing because that's why I didn't want to be rude. I'm laughing because I'm thinking, I'm going to get right back to you, but I got to share this Friday.
Yeah.
When Raynell, this is the problem.
Uh-huh.
My cousin Raynell came down here in Atlanta, and this is our problem. I saw some young men.
Yeah, right.
Some young men. There was some rough jokers. They had on their ice chain. They had all kind of diamonds. They got into it with the bartender. We sit up there watching the game, and we ain't at the bar. We over here, and I hear the conversation, and I'm saying I'm about to get in trouble. I know that the police gonna do something to them, especially where we was at. We was in the upscale. We in the suburbs. I go try to diffuse the situation. And my cousin said, "Oh, no. Stay out of it." I'm like, "Stay out of it?" No, I went over there to diffuse it anyways to look out for my people.
Right.
And when I got back, I said, "Man, why you telling me not to do it?" He said, "Because I didn't want you to go over there in case they said something crazy to you. And then we got to get on them."
Yeah.
If we all think like that, and I think the majority of us think like that.
Yeah. It is, we think like that because, and I can't say, there is a lot of us that done try to have conversations with these cats. We done seen some incidents where, like you said before, young cats trying our generation. And when the cat was just trying to give you some wisdom. And you know what I'm saying? But you get disrespectful to the cat in our generation. He's just trying to give you some wisdom. That's all. And they find out that, okay, he ain't no easy win just because he just got off the bus or whatever the case may be.
Right.
You don't know what that man did in his day.
Right?
Yeah. But it's the fact that
we could grown man strength.
Yeah, we could go around the corner and, man, you know you up to no good. Everybody know you up to no good. But Mr. Johnson called you like, "Hey, come over here. I just want to talk to you for a minute." And he'll shoot some stuff to you. Some stuff you might not even understand what he was telling you. He done broke down relationships. He done broke down the law.
Yeah.
He done broke down everything to you in a 5-minute conversation. Then you just sitting there like, what Mr. Johnson talking about? But years later or moments later, you will catch it because you will see a circumstance or a situation. But because you sat there and at least listened to him, regardless of who you was in the street, regardless of who you was, you had enough respect to listen.
Man, bro, you spit the facts. Do you know, majority of the knowledge that I got to get me this far, it didn't come from my mother. It came from everybody. It came from my mama, son, my daddy. I got in some stuff, my mama and daddy, I would go back and ask them. And my mom and daddy was real. They was like, "Hey, I've never been through that before.
Right.
I don't know what to tell you."
Yeah.
But on next door, Mr. Doug. Mr. Doug had like 7 different baby mamas. You understand, Mr. Doug?
Might have a little better.
You know what I'm saying? And over here, this Negro got into this. Over there, my Uncle Tony was a joker. Yeah. Uncle Leo was crazy. Uncle George was rolling. You understand? And that's the thing about it. That's the thing. Only thing I'm holding the topic is, I'm not looking for a lot of shares, a lot of likes. I'm just asking us to turn the light on.
That's real.
That's your kids out there. Them our kids out there.
That's us.
Them our babies out there. Them my grandkids out there. Them my nieces and nephews out there. You know what I'm saying? That's my only problem. I'm watching it 24/7. And because of my position, I got to be a part of it.
Right.
When they call, I got to go. When they go to court, I got to show up. When they're in the hospital shot, I got to show up. You know, the killers, we sent the boy all shot up.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying? I got to show up. Then on the flip side of that, I'm the one that got to do the eulogy.
Yeah. Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Other young women. But what did we put in place to stop it from getting it to that point? Right. What did we put in place? How did we try to affect it? You know, I'm one of the ones, they run from me. You know, you want to know who will tell you whether you're a man of God or not? Not your brothers and your sisters, the younger generation. They get on down from me. Yeah. My nieces and nephews, they be on point. I come around, they just sitting there like, what you saying that like? They run.
Yeah.
They run because they know. Man, I call them quick. Come here, let me holler at you. Your boys.
Yeah.
Trey, all of them. Let me holler at you.
Yeah.
All my brothers and sisters, man, I'm telling you, I can speak this because I live it.
Yeah.
They know when I'm around and I'm at time. No, you ain't about to be disrespectful. I ain't about to be all that. You know what I'm saying? Anytime I come to town, the kids don't be fighting. Don't argue and fuss. You know the ones that they act crazy? Be my brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying? But their kids don't be doing all that. You know what I'm saying? My kids ain't doing all that. Because it comes a certain time, and a lot of them, you don't got to fall out with them. Only thing you got to do is stand on what you stand on.
That's it.
Stand on what you stand on. I know my man don't like that. I ain't even going to ask him. Man, my kids already know such stuff. Don't even ask.
For what?
You know I'm not rocking with nothing wrong.
For what? Why?
Don't even ask.
Yeah.
No, don't even. Like my mama, don't even fix your face.
Why?
And we got to get back to the point where don't even fix your face.
Yeah.
Go get them grandkids. Man, go grab all your grandkids, sit them down and kick it with them and give them game. The little bad one. Go grab all of them. Go grab all your kids still. Even though, and I'm going to say this, and I'm going to shut that up. Even your grown kids still need you.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Your grown kids still need you. This is a different type of world we're living in. And whether you know it or not, we are the hottest commodity right now. And let me tell you why. Because we're the one with the wisdom.
Right.
We are a hot commodity because we're the wise. We the ones that have lived it. We the ones that went through it. And we the ones that can tell about it. The ones that still here. Them 25, 30-year-olds still need us. I don't care what they say. I don't care how you fall out. Let them fall out. And I'm telling you, somebody need to reach out to their kids. Somebody need to reach out to their grandbabies. That's what I'm here for. Telling you to reach out to your grandkids. Reach out to your kids. Reach back out to your family. They need you. They need you.
Right.
Their kids need you. They need you to help them with their kids. They need you because everybody around, they're not family.
Yeah, that's real. And that's so real. Don't lose sight of it. Ain't over. It ain't over, man. It ain't over for our families. It ain't over for the generations. It ain't over. It's pieces of the puzzle. You just got to put them back together. Sometimes they've been scattered abroad, but if you could put them back together, it fit.
It can be put back together, but it's gonna start with a conversation. I'm sorry.
Simple.
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have did. What are you bitter? This is a new generation of people. Yeah. They do the crap, then they get bitter.
Yeah.
What the hell? Usually people get bitter when they've been done wrong and they thought they've been doing you right. Now this generation, I'm not talking about our generation started this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We do wrong, and at the end of the day, we turn bitter like I ain't messing with them. Hold on, you did me wrong. How you do me wrong and then you do me wrong and cut me off. Yeah. Wow. You start spreading rumors on me and you never even have a conversation with me. You at least had a conversation to see if I did it.
Yeah, true.
If we family.
You don't have it.
You know, but that's how family destroys family. That's how brothers and sisters destroy brothers and sisters. Cousins fighting is destroying cousins.
Yeah. And it's lost. And going back to what you said in the beginning, people don't even realize because of that division, Uncle Anthony and Uncle Muffin both got kids, and they line up down the line, and they got kids.
Yeah.
They start fighting each other. They didn't even know they was family.
Right.
Because of one form of division that took the tree so far apart that people don't even know who their family is. And they killing. A lot of the reason why that ain't going right because we shedding our own blood.
Yeah. We shedding our own blood. And you don't even know, man, listen. You can go out of town. I'm telling you, we all connected some way. The South went up north. Now the North came back south. Man, people ain't realizing the world ain't that big at all. It ain't that big. It was only so many places we can go as black people. Oh, we family. We all family. It's scary that like, man, I might have had some babies with my family. Maybe, yeah, possibly somewhere down the line. It ain't that far that we was in little pockets. And so what we did was we wouldn't visit them little pockets. And what happened was such, married such, and whatever else. But these times, like, listen, only thing I'm saying is, and we got about 6 minutes. I just want to have this topic because I don't hear it being talked about on no social media, not on Instagram, not in the church, not on Facebook, not on Instagram, not on TikTok, nothing else. Ain't nobody saying put back the black family. Ain't nobody saying daddy get in position, mama get in position, granddad get in position, grandfather get in position. Right. Nobody telling these kids get back in position. Right. We pushing these kids out too early. Yeah. Our kids is going out too early. When I'm watching, they saying that new statistics saying that every other culture, kids are staying home later and later. They're saving more money. They don't even want to buy, they're not even buying houses. Right. That family is staying together.
Because they never lost it.
Because they never lost it. And so now, listen. We're the only culture, a lot of us, when a joker turn 18 and 19, you be like, it's time for you to go. They got no experience, Prescott. They ain't been paying no bills. They don't know how to survive, but we so ready to do our own thing and just get one over the hump. We kick them out. When other folks, other people, what they do is they keep their babies till they develop them and put them up out there. I'm just asking, I'm not saying I don't want us to be another culture. Right. I don't want us to be another culture. I'm just saying, can we adapt some of the practices? Well, they all will come together to build something. I got a huge family. But can't nobody be told nothing. The only one, to be honest, the only ones that can be told something is the two oldest. Yeah. They're the only two that can be told something. Everybody else, like I was telling Fudd, I said, man, I'm not studying none of them. I'm being honest. I'm not studying none of them. The ones up under, I'm not studying none of them. Until one of them can go through what my man, Muffin and Funny went through. Yeah. They ain't got nothing to tell us. Y'all ain't been through enough. Y'all ain't done enough. No. Yeah. We made that name. Y'all didn't make that name, man. One of y'all. It stops at me. Y'all got little accolades on me, man, and Funny made that name. You understand what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not studying them. They don't respect until you respect the higher anarchy. You don't skip over. The rest of them they can't be told nothing. And I'm telling you, that's where it like stops. They can't be told nothing.
So you gotta be able to hear.
They think they should tell you. Like, no, you can't. You ain't gonna. Why? You gonna tell me something that I already know, or you gonna tell me something and you got it wrong? You got it wrong. Look, people don't realize, man. And listen, a lot of times people feel like it's what the financial status you should have, whether you should listen to your brother, your uncle, your mother, or your father. You think if they ain't got a big house, you shouldn't listen. Let me tell you something. Wisdom don't always got to come with a Cadillac Escalade.
Oh, no. Because it did back in the day.
A testimony don't always got to come with $1 million. Wisdom is people that have been through there. You understand, Prescott? People that have been through the fire, through the flame. Yeah. And a lot of people right now ain't making it. And a lot of people about to go down because they ain't got nobody giving them wisdom. And at the end of the day, just anybody can't give it to you.
No.
My daddy told me who I was. Even when I was in the street, he kept saying, "Oh no, man, you a preacher." Yeah. I ain't want to hear that. You a preacher. It take your family to be in to speak to you. Yeah. And right even to this day, it's still family that's speaking to me, keeping me who I am. So you get out there now, people, you ain't got your kids ain't got their uncles around telling them who they are. Oh no, you your daddy's son. Daddy might have had some issue. You a good man though. You know, whatever else. That's what we missing when all these other families get around to form their kids for the next generation. And if you look around, they still got husbands and they still got wives And they families, when they families get together, you don't see no massive shootouts.
No.
When Mexican families get together, somebody might get a little pokey, might get poked. But you ain't seeing no big old shootout with 7, 8 of their family members. When Koreans get together, we need to go back and realize we will be extinct as a family soon if we don't have these conversations and we don't take them serious. Forget politicians. Forget all these. They trying to get people. Listen, let me tell you something. I'm gonna let you back on it, but I gotta release what's in it. They will get us all out to go vote for politicians, for politics that don't even suit us. None of them was written for us. None of them. Not one. I'm not telling you not to vote, but not one of them bills of legislation is built for the black family. Not one. Not one. Not one of them. Not one. I'm sorry, but not one. They will get us out in droves, but they won't get us out in droves to put our families together. They won't get us out in droves to give our families help. Because the first thing they want to do is, if you in low income, first thing you need to do is kick your daddy out, kick your husband out. If you got a husband, they like, we can't help. You feel me? If you had a baby with this man and you know you in this low income city, we can't help you. So we need you to get rid of him.
Which is it's crazy because on the other retrospect, there's more rich people in places. You can look at the statistics that are on welfare that people even know, and they use the system. But for us,
they get food stamps.
And for us in our culture, they'll push the narrative to our people, our young women, even some young men, but they'll push the narrative that this is the help you need, but you got to be in this predicament.
Correct.
And nobody else lives like it.
Correct.
Nobody else lives.
Correct. I ain't putting them on, but I got my mindset. All those you talking junk so hard, man.
But it's true. But all it is like you said, it starts with a conversation of love, forgiveness, understanding, and be able to hear. If you just be able to hear, like, hey man, you can do better. Yeah. You know, our young men and young women, they smart. They got access. We came out smart. They came out smarter because they definitely you know how to get to be an entrepreneur. You know how to do all the things, but you're still killing yourself. You're still killing your friends. You're still killing everything around you. And when you listen to them, a lot of them don't even want real families.
I'm gonna tell you one of the things that bother me. What bothered me is these generation of kids can cut their parents off. Cold turkey. I mean, cut them off. Like cold turkey. You know what I mean? I said, hey, man, the last time you talked to your daughter, mother be like, man, like 6 months ago. I said, what? I couldn't go 6 months without. This is two problems. Two problems. For one, that tells me something about the parent. And it tells me something about the child, both individuals. Because as a father, I couldn't go 6 months without talking to Keith.
Yeah.
I couldn't go 6 months without talking to Keith. They're my girls. My sons, me and Kevin's, we're a little rough. But you got to realize I'm saying my own namesake. So, I still put him down though. One shot, hit a quitter. But I still can't go no sense. Yeah. Even through our rift, we still talked. Yeah. Until we made amends. Then and our rift wasn't even nothing serious. It was just he had a misunderstanding. Understood. You know what I'm saying? But I still kept being his father. Right. I couldn't go no 2-3 weeks. I go crazy when I see Keep on. Yeah. I got to deal with Jalen because he's locked up. Right. You know what I'm saying? And so forth, so on. But these jokers right here, the parents don't care if they don't talk to the kids. And the kids don't care if they don't talk to the parents. And you know why it scared me? Because the scariest thing to me is, what's wrong with both of them? I couldn't go a day without talking to mom. Or if not, we was TikToking and sending each other. I got mom on TikTok. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Pop called me six 7 times a day,
Right.
every day. And we had this relationship way before they passed. I can't see how, I'm gonna say it like that. In that whole space, that mama's not talking to daughter or son, and son not talking to daughter and daddy and all that. Do you know something? They're talking to somebody,
right? You don't go in.
They're holding a conversation with all that time you're supposed to be instilling in that child. Because what you're not realizing is, what you're instilling in them, you're instilling in the next 3-4 generations. I'm still grounded because Hazel had something to say to me.
Right.
I'm not perfect. And I always do it all the time because I'm trying to make it to heaven. If I offended anybody, sometimes you don't know you did. For those, I ask for forgiveness. Whatever else, forgive me. I love y'all. I hope you love me back. I'm not perfect. But the thing about it is, I'm standing here to this day because I'm trying to live my best life and do everybody right, do the right thing. So I stay out of places. But because Hazel didn't give up on me, she put something in me. Charles did. Leon did. Pearl did. Alfred did. Howard did. Bernard Terry did. A. Darcella did. Leon Hanna did. Leo Napier did. Tonio Ramirez did. And I can go on. Rhonda Johnson did. June Johnson did. My older brothers did. Yeah. Lance Rising did. Andre Rising did. I keep going on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Paul Reynolds did. Good. George Trina. All of them. You understand? And I'm using all those people because, listen, when I wasn't talking to my mother and my father, they were in my. Constantly. Jake was. Somebody was. Always. And what you're not realizing, when you're not with that child, when you're not with your grandbabies, when you're not, and at the same time, it's vice versa. When you're not with your mother, and you're not talking to your father, time is wasted, and time is just but a vapor, just like that, just but a vapor. And we thinking we got all day, and I look up every day, and I think I'm so bothered because I got the news app now. I look up every day, every single day, at least 20 to 30 of somebody's sons, nephews, grandson are being gunned down. And we're not even talking about the ones that's being shot, that's being left with holes in them. Paraplegics that's being left, what's the name? Daughters are coming up missing. Shot. They shooting our daughters now. They're shooting our grandbabies. It don't matter. They and the time they're giving them for little bitty crimes, they're giving them 20, 30 years. And don't we not realize that they're not going to stop. They're getting harsher. This new black DA woman down here said, well, we're going to stop the gang violence and we giving them life without batting an eye. Just for being associated. You understand? You heard it. And it broke my heart. That go for the young girls too. If they with their baby daddy and somewhere else, and y'all ain't talking, you don't know. And you know what I'm saying? I think about my own. I'm thinking about all mine. Whatever they giving our babies forever on. And once they in there, you know you ain't getting no grandkids. That means your legacy is cut off. Could you imagine your legacy being stuck, your legacy behind on a plantation the rest of his life, but it never reproduced? Right. Your legacy died in prison. My legacy died in prison. Because once your kids gone, you going off the earth too. Yeah. And the only thing, I'm just coming to make a plea because it's not stopping. They're not putting nothing in the way to help us or stop us or talk about it. No. Prescott is not stopping. No. We're going, everybody else, it's getting worse for us. We don't take them to church no more. So where does the help come from if you're not helping and your daddy's not helping? I ask someone, help me out. Who helping? Nobody. That's why I'm having a conversation. But we sit back and we looking, and this ain't this, and then you know what's even making it even worse? This ain't even a topic people want to talk about. No. They want to talk about Will Smith smacking Chris Rock. They want to talk about Cam. They want to celebrate Kevin Samuels passing because he was telling truth.
Right.
He was telling truth. His delivery might have been jacked up. Might have been, but I'm trying to tell you, I don't agree with everything he said. But 85% of that, if you really kick it with your baby daddies and your daddies and your grandfathers, the man was telling the truth. You understand?
Yeah.
And we want to talk about all this. We want to talk about Atlanta housewives. We want to talk about this, but we don't want to talk about our families.
Right. Right.
I'm not married. I'm divorced, but I kept my family together. Me, we don't always see eye to eye. Actually, we really don't fall out like that. But I make sure that we keep a family. I keep them, man. They mothers know I got their back, and they know I got their mother's back. You ain't playing her, and you ain't playing me. And God put me a few brothers around here that they got uncles that spit game to them. You know what I'm saying? And we all trying to teach them the right thing, and we still getting they behind. We still got to get in their behind. But if we don't stop this, I'm telling you, in the next 3-4 years, we're going to be in a place. And listen, y'all, people think in a day and age that we can't find ourselves back where we came from. Well, the children of Israel, God brought them to the promised land. He brought them to the promised land. They got so out of hand, they got so disobedient, they wound back up in slavery again. That we're not building nothing to stay out of slavery. Anybody tag me and say, what are we building to stay out of slavery? Because money don't mean nothing if you ain't got wisdom, if you ain't got community to keep. We becoming millionaires, we becoming business owners, but we're not spending our dollar with our own people. We're going to buy Gucci. We're going to buy Louis. Guess what? Louis and Gucci don't even wear that. You understand?
Yeah.
They don't wear that. That's funny. When we build a brand, we wear our own brand. But what I found out when I studied, I found out they didn't make it for the rich. Gucci, Louis, and all that, they made it for the poor. For they could feel that they was rich. For they could look rich and stay poor. So what they did is they made social media. You think it was for you thought it was for them. No, they made social media for us. For they could control us through social media. And that means that they will pull our heads, they will pull us away from the table, they will pull all us away from the table, and the kids will be in this.
That would be their new education.
You look around now at the dinner table, everybody like this.
Like you said the other day, when a 9-month-old would come out and be straight on the phone.
Man, I saw 9-month-olds. They was 9. It scared the hell out of me. The baby was 9. I say the baby was 9. The baby was typing in what the baby wanted to see and searched it. What? The baby had a cell phone.
Right.
The baby typed in what it wanted to watch and searched it, and it popped up, and the baby watched his favorite program. But I ask you this. I was just about to say that. Baby can work a cell phone, but don't even know how to talk. Can't say words. Not realizing that it's something that you got to be careful. It's subliminal messages in every program they put out. Every program, you couldn't get nothing twisted when you was being taught out that horse's mouth, right? Blue was blue. Is there something behind blue? No, blue is blue. No, that fire is hot. Now, just stay away from it. You get burned. All right, let me fix it up. Now you know that. But these days, stuff don't burn you. What they do is they learn you stuff that you don't even know subconsciously, and you start looking at stuff a different way. Come on. You start feeling different kind of ways.
Start looking at everything in the wrong eyesight.
You understand? I hold conversations with my kids, and we all sit down, and I just hold the conversation. What's going on? Tell me. Because a lot of times we start talking to them, we give them wisdom, but you need to let them talk.
Yeah. listen.
I sit down and I listen to my kids. I sit just like this and look around. And I watch them interact with each other.
Be surprised what they say.
Man, they're some grown jokers.
Yeah,
and what I'm saying, I don't mean grown as fast, they're intelligent.
Yep. And people forget what they pay attention to.
Which is everything.
Yeah. Guess what? We was once them.
When we saw everything going on and the whole line. Well, let's get out of it. That's my spiel. That's our spiel for the night. That's my heart. That's my heart, and I hope somebody else catch it. You know what I'm saying? I just hope that we able to go back to have these conversations.
Across the board.
Across the board. Man, it don't matter what your background. I don't care whether you saved or not. I care about your soul. But I don't care whether you going to church or not. You're going to need some Jesus. Trust me, you're going to need some Jesus. And if you don't believe in him, I guarantee you when something go bad, I bet you've been on your knees, right? I bet when they were shooting at you, you were screaming, God or Jesus, oh, help me, Lord. You know, but at the end of the day, I'm saying it because I'm going to say it again. And I'm going to say it again. And I'm going to say it again because this won't be the first time y'all hear me talking about it. And it won't be the last. I see we out of control. We out of control. You know, we are out of control. You know, people, well, we would rather see mess than see good of our own people. I can watch somebody post something educational or talk on something with some substance. It'll get maybe 100, 200, 2 views, or less you world-renowned like T.D. Jakes, whatever else. The average person can't spit nothing about family and nothing like that or this kind of thing. But right now, if I go back on my page and I post a fight of some young girls hurting each other or a shootout, by tomorrow it'll have 1 million views. It'll be shared 1,000 times. People will be tagged in. This generation are fed by violence on themselves. You know, on themselves.
Yeah.
They're fed by violence on themselves, harming themselves, beating themselves, and beating one another. And we played a role in it because I woke up a little earlier in life, but I was out there kicking behind too. Because that's just where, that's just how our city was. You know, Flint was just like that. Beecher and Flint was like that. Only a road separated us. And, you know, a lot of people was going through it in the city and the whole nine, and it was just violent. So, but when I woke up, I bet you can't nobody say I had a fight with him over 20 years. Right. That's pretty good. Probably a family member or two. Yeah, I ain't had no fight besides that. I don't think so. Holy Ghost bring back to me. But that's how often, I haven't been in that kind of lifestyle. But this generation is beating each other, shooting each other, robbing each other. And then they get caught because they did something to somebody look like them. And off that one incident, your baby, my baby, our nephews, our nieces. Man, 35, 40 years, Prescott, a long time. That's a long time. You never get a chance to see your child free again. You never get a chance to see your daughter free again. You'll never get a chance. You'll never get grandkids by them. I'm just saying, it maybe I sound stupid to be one of the only ones that feel like this because it seems like ain't nobody else talking. That's my spiel. You can have a final word, and we get up out of it.
Just facts is, we just got to get it back together. And don't expect it to happen overnight with your family, your friends, your kids, anything. But try. Keep trying. That's what we got, the opportunity to try and change. While we still got breath, we got the opportunity to try and change.
Somebody got to try.
Yeah. If we try, if one try today, another try tomorrow, you'll see the change happen. And like I always tell people, when you look at us as a community, we're only as strong as our weakest link. Yeah. And what's the weakest link of all of us? We got to be better. That's just the fact. We got to be better. So,
only thing I'm going to ask is try. Please try. Then at least if you try, you can say, the blood ain't on my hands, but just don't sit and turn a blind eye. Just don't turn a blind eye. It don't matter if you in church, try to get them in church. If so anything positive, just get them out the streets. Get them out the streets. Get them out the streets. Ain't nobody getting paid but the coroner. There ain't no prisons, and there ain't no funeral homes. You know what I mean? That's all I'm asking. Try. Just try. You did try. I promise if you try, I'll try. I'm still trying. I'm trying to reach him. Hey, something might happen to me trying to reach him.
Trying.
But I would rather die trying than sit back on the sideline watching. I love y'all. We love y'all. God bless y'all. World without end.
Amen.